Macmillan Audio presents The Influential Mind by Tali Sharot. Read for you by Exy Sands. Prologue. A horse-sized syringe. The surprising, baffling, mysterious case of influence. You and I share a role. Maybe you never stop to consider this role, or perhaps you think about it all the time. If you're someone's spouse, parent, or friend, you fulfill this role. If you're a doctor, teacher, financial advisor, journalist, manager, or human being, you fulfill it. This duty we all share is to affect others. We teach our children, guide our patients, advise our clients, help our friends, and inform our online followers. We do this because we each have unique experiences, knowledge, and skills that others may not. But how good are we at this role? It seems to me that the people with the most important message, those who have the most useful advice, are not necessarily the ones who have the largest impact. Recent history is full of such puzzles, from the entrepreneur who convinced investors to pour billions into a shaky biotech endeavor to the politician who failed to convince citizens to fight for the future of their planet. What, then, determines whether you affect the way others think or whether you are ignored? And what determines whether others change what you believe in and how you behave? The underlying assumption of this book is that your brain makes you who you are. Every thought that ever crossed your mind, every feeling you ever experienced, every decision you ever made was all generated by neurons firing within it. Yet, your very own brain, on the top of your neck, is not fully yours. It is the product of a code that has been written, rewritten, and edited for millions of years. By understanding that code, and why it is written the way it is, we will be better able to predict people's reactions and understand why some common approaches to persuasion often fail, while others succeed. For the past 2 decades, I have been studying human behavior in the lab. My colleagues and I have conducted dozens of experiments in an attempt to figure out what causes people to change their decisions, update their beliefs, and rewrite their memories. We systematically manipulated incentives, emotions, context, and social environments, and then peered into people's brains, recorded their bodily responses, and documented their behavior. It turns out that what most of us believe will cause others to alter their thoughts and actions is wrong. My aim with this book is to reveal the systematic mistakes we make when we attempt to change minds, as well as to illuminate what occurs during those instances in which we succeed. I'm going to begin in my own backyard, with the story of how I was almost persuaded to ignore years of scientific training by a man whose unexpected influence on millions has baffled many. On the evening of September 16th, 2015, at around 8 p.m., I was sitting on the sofa in my living room watching the second Republican primary debate on CNN. The 2016 presidential race was one of the most interesting in history, full of unexpected plot twists and surprises. It also turned out to be a mesmerizing study of human nature. Center stage at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in Simi Valley, California, were 2 of the leading candidates, pediatric neurosurgeon Ben Carson and real estate mogul Donald Trump. In between discussions about immigration and taxes, the debate turned to autism. "Dr. Carson," began the moderator, "Donald Trump has publicly and repeatedly linked vaccines, childhood vaccines, to autism, which, as you know, the medical community adamantly disputes. You're a pediatric neurosurgeon. Should Mr. Trump stop saying this?" "Well, let me put it this way," replied Dr. Carson. "There have been numerous studies, and they have not demonstrated that there is any correlation between vaccinations and autism." "Should he stop saying that vaccines cause autism?" asked the moderator. "I've just explained it to him. He can read about it if he wants to. I think he's an intelligent man and will make the correct decision after getting the real facts," said Dr. Carson. While I did not always agree with Dr. Carson, I did concur with him on this issue. I happen to be familiar with the literature, not only because of my profession as a neuroscientist, but also because I'm the parent of 2 young children who at the time were 2.5 years old and 7 weeks old. So I was utterly surprised by my reaction to what Trump said next. "I'd like to respond," said Trump. "Autism has become an epidemic. It has gotten totally out of control."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?